Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today we're taking the free-to-play Hacchan and Android 17 into SBR, mainly because right now on global there are no other options to take. Well, I say no other, there's pretty much next to no options to really show how good they're going to be in ESBR right now, considering they only have two categories. Of course, Androids and Joint Forces, and none of them in the ESBR stages right now. We could take them into versus Extreme in ESBR, but you know, we kind of really want to show them off and like show off the guard. So as of right now, we're just gonna take them into SBR. And then, of course, at a later date, when hopefully, fingers crossed, eventually Dokkan decide to add some more ESBR stages. Hopefully, Androids and Joint Forces are one of them. We can take them into ESBR and see what they can do. If you can do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. All your support is very much appreciated. So yeah. So SBR would actually be a decent test. I mean, one, because we kind of can't really take them into ESBR. Second, don't forget this is a free-to-play unit that doesn't have an EZA yet. Of course, I say yet because every form of free-to-play or Dokkan Fest unit, almost every unit ends up getting an EZA down the line. So at some point, these two will have an EZA. But just as of right now, an SBR is actually quite a fair test. One, because we have to, and two, because it's a free-to-play unit without an EZA currently in the game. So using them in SBR is actually a fair test to them, and they should actually do really well here. Of course, they do raise their attack for one turn, you know, as we saw yesterday in the showcase, by 30%. This is going to do a little bit, yeah, 40k. They can also stun, which is something, of course, I've said numerous times. When units have this, it's okay that they have this. Do you know what I mean? But I'm actually going to put them in slot 1 because they have guard. They have guard for 8 turns. So yeah, 100% you can go in slot 1 right there. They only have one link active right now, which is of course Android Assault. The main linking partner currently is, or this on the team is 14 and 15, which I'm going to have as a floater because of course they have that part of the passive that I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, with Android 13 being on the team and in the same turn. So I'm going to run them as a floater. So for the most part, these two won't be doing huge damage. It'll be kind of chip damage essentially, but for the most part, these two should be handling themselves really well here. Yes, not ESBR. Yes, SBR isn't as difficult as it used to be. But again, for context, a free-to-play unit that doesn't have an EZA, SBR is a fair test for them too. But these two should be great here, mainly because of their guard for 8 turns. And we shouldn't really, I don't think, be going past 8 turns. Maybe at the end we might get to like 10, maybe 12 at a push. So we will lose the guard, but for the most part they should be good here. They raise attack for 1 turn by 30%. They can stun, which this is of course one of the few events in the entire game where you can take advantage of being able to stun your enemy. So we can take advantage of that. And then not only that, on top of their attack and defense plus 80% and getting the additional attack plus 80%, yes, the damage output is okay for a free-to-play unit with no EZA, but as I said, it'll be more so chip damage than anything. They can also perform a crit, which has a 17% chance before we even take into consideration, of course, they're rainbowed. And of course, the main thing that we've shown off in Super Battle Road right now is the fact that they reduce damage received by 17% when HP is 80% or less. So we kind of want to linger around the 80% mark. That's the sweet spot. And of course, they guard all attacks for 8 turns from the start of turn. So these two, as I said, should be actually fantastic here in terms of taking next to no damage, even on super attacks, literally taking next to no damage. I think we got supered about 2 turns ago when they came about, and I think while I was looking through their kit on Dokkan Battle Wiki, or on the wiki, I think they only took about 13-14k on a super attack, which again, for a free-to-play unit that doesn't have an EZA, is pretty good. So that's why I do say that SBR is probably a fair test for them right now, considering there is next to no stages for these two to go into, and because they don't have an EZA, so it kind of works out in the favor. And I said at a later date we'll come back when hopefully there are newer ESBR stages added that they can go on. We'll take them through ESBR, see how they do there, and then eventually when these two probably get an EZA, we will take them through the ESBR stage again when eventually they have an easy A. So yeah, Hacchan and this free-to-play Hacchan and Android 17 getting a lot of love. I didn't realize. Stunned. So we should be done this turn. But yeah, they're a very good unit. The only thing that lets them down with kind of what I would deem the heavy hitters of the Androids team, or the Androids category. When I say heavy hitters, I don't just mean the big damage dealers. That's not really what I mean. You know, your main staple units, the big units you want to be taking, you know, your LR Int Cell, maybe your Easy A Tech Cell, maybe the LR Fizz Cell with the Cell Juniors, Android 13, Easy A Super 17, MVP 17, those type of units. When I say heavy hitters, I don't literally just mean the damage that they'll do. We're getting super attack twice in this rotation. Of course, these two have their guard. Damage reduction by 17%, so to be fair, putting them in slot 1, not a bad idea. But we're getting super attacked in the middle. So maybe instead I do this. No, the best bet is kind of this, but I don't really want to use an item, but I'm probably... We'll use an ATAR. We'll use an ATAR. Funnily enough, we actually use a Hacchan. It only gives us improved defense, which means they won't be tanking that much more than they would have done anyway. But yeah, for the most part, they are perfectly... I wouldn't say perfectly. They are very well built for SBR and ESBR. I said the only thing that kind of lets them down is their link skills. As I said, the main linking partners they have on an Android's team is predominantly sharing almost, I think, half their links with 14 and 15, who are okay. Of course, you do need 13 on the team, which we do have, but they're okay. They're nothing special. They can be a flight risk, as you can see there, even in SBR. But as I said, when I say heavy hitters, I don't just mean the big damage dealers. They don't link very well to the likes of Super 17, 13, both LR cells, even Tech Easy A cell, those type of units. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. I actually forgot these lot had an active. That's how long it's been. I forgot these two had an active. I completely forgot. We're not going to use it, but I completely forgot those two had an active. It's been that long since I've used the LR Androids. I forgot they had an active. Damn, I completely forgot, because of course the 17 and 18 go, and then you just have 16 come out by himself. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot they had an active whatsoever. That's pretty neat, I suppose. But yeah, these two are very good. And as I said in the showcase yesterday, eventually when they get an Easy A, not if, eventually, they're going to be very good. Like, very, very good. You know, get an extra bit of percentage on the, you know, the flat passive of attack and defense plus 80%, you know, 100, maybe 120 at a push. Additional attack plus 80% is quite nice anyway. You can keep the 17% plus crit because, of course, they're maxed out for free. You can keep the damage reduction by 17 as well. Guards for 8 turns. For the most part, their passive is already very good, even prior to being Easy A. It's just a flat passive of 8% attack and defense that probably just needs to be bumped up just a little bit. I don't know, who knows? Maybe the additional attack and defense plus 80% for 8 turns after receiving an attack. Maybe the attack and defense goes up to match the flat passive again. I don't know. I just know they're very good. Did they get attacked the first time we had them run? I think they did. So right now they have attack and defense plus 8% as flat passive. They have the additional attack plus 8%. Of course, they will have a chance of performing a crit plus 17% while supering. They will be having damage reduction by 17%. Our health isn't 80% or less, so we actually know we won't have the damage reduction. We are still guarding against all attacks. And they also have an additional attack and defense plus 8% right now for 8 turns because they received an attack. So right now, they are looking pretty bulky to be sitting in that slot 1. Or in slot 1, which they should be more than fine in. I'm actually quite curious of how much damage these two would take on a super, considering they have type disadvantage with no item active, because right now they're taking double digits and triple digits on basics. So on a super, even without an item active, they probably won't be taking that much. I think maybe about 40, 50, maybe 60k. Okay, we won't even find out, but I don't think Excuse me. Jeez, don't know where that come from. I don't even think they'll be hitting Hacchan and 18 for 100k, which again is ridiculous considering they're a free-to-play unit with no easy A currently in the game. I said when they get an easy A, these still going to be ridiculous. They are going to be ridiculous. They are a huge boost to the androids category. A huge boost. We're going to get a Dokkan attack right now. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with this. I forget that dude's name from GT, but the tech Don at the end, he's going to be dead after the Dokkan attack. It wouldn't surprise me if Rildo's dead as well, considering he has type disadvantage here and he's going to be hit with a Dokkan attack as well. If he doesn't die, he's then going to be hit by the LR androids. But yeah, these two are very good. I mean, just the fact they have no easy A, like I know I keep mentioning it, the fact they don't have an easy A right now is crazy to me because they're already very good. They're a great free-to-play option for androids. It's just when they get an easy A, they're going to be they're so good anyway. So the fact down the line they'll get an easy A in the distant future means they're going to be just a fantastic free-to-play option. I said the main thing that lets them down is kind of the links in terms of like how you get them off, and of course only having 2 categories. Other than that, they're very good. They're a very good free-to-play unit. They're handling SBR like a cakewalk. Of course, they don't have a whole lot of damage, you know, but that's not really their thing. Well, maybe with an easy A, you know, the damage output will be, oh, of course it will be, but it'll be a bit more, not acceptable, but better. But yeah, they're very good. I reckon even now they'll probably handle ESBR like really well. It's just a shame there isn't really much. I say much. There isn't really a ESBR stage to take them on. Especially if we kind of want to be showing off that guard, because otherwise you won't be showing off the guard because we're facing extreme in, which means it kind of makes it irrelevant. We'll pop on Usher, just because we can. We'll attack you. We'll attack Baby in the front. Attack Baby again with 14 and 15. But yeah, by the way they're handling SBR right now, if there was an ESBR stage we could take them on right now, I think they would be more than capable of holding their own. More than capable. For the most part, for like a portion of Goku event, they would actually work really well as well. But once that guard wears off, then yeah, it all of a sudden becomes incredibly risky to even have them there. So yeah, for them to be actually somewhat decent or capable in Legendary GT Goku event right now, even Legendary Goku event, they would need an easy A. So as of right now, probably not the best idea to take them into the Legendary GT Goku event or even the Legendary Goku event. I don't think they would do well there at all. They would do well for a portion, as I said, because they will they have their guard active for 8 turns, and they also have that additional attack and defense plus 8% for 8 turns after receiving an attack. But once that wears off after the 8 turns, they become pretty bare bones with just the attack and defense plus 80%, the additional attack plus 80%. Yes, they have damage reduction, but with them being a free-to-play unit and not having an easy A currently, having 17% damage reduction just with attack and defense plus 80%, or specifically the defense plus 80%, isn't enough for them to kind of somewhat be safe in the Legendary Goku event, let alone GT Goku event. So yeah, I think waiting for them to receive an easy A before we take them into the Legendary GT Goku event and even Goku event as well, just to kind of emphasize the point, we'll probably wait for the easy A before we take them into any form of Goku event. But SBR and ESBR, they should be more than capable right now. It's just, as I said, the ESBR stages, there isn't really one to take them on to kind of show them off. So yeah, we're just kind of gonna have to wait. And then eventually down the line we can take them into Legendary Goku event, GT Goku event, whichever, or both, when they have an easy A, and hopefully they'll be able to hold their own, or they should be able to hold their own. But yeah, right now, probably not the best idea to take them in there. They probably wouldn't do very well. They'd do well for 8 turns, they would actually be really good for 8 turns because of the guard. Once that's gone, 1 super attack is probably game over. 2-3 basics, you're probably dead, considering the teams you can take them on and the amount of health you have. Actually, 3 basics is probably quite unfair. Maybe 4-5, but I mean, you get the point, right? You get the point. You get the sentiment. We'll pop an item just to be safe. Again, we'll only do an 8er. We'll do Hacchan himself, just for the sole fact that we still have the guard active because it's only turn 4. But yeah, they're really good. I'm really impressed with these. I like these two a lot, and it just makes me want them to have an easy A even more. Literally, they're that good, and I like them a lot that I really want them to have an easy A soon, but probably won't be anytime soon. But I can't wait for these two's easy A because they're going to be fantastic. They're already very good as it is, so they're going to be so good when an easy A comes about. The other thing as well that I completely forgot to talk about, because I find it so irrelevant, because no one uses any unit in the game that has candy attached to their passive. The recover HP with candy is just kind of irrelevant to me. I kind of forgot it was there, even though I'm looking at it. It's just, as I said, it's just kind of irrelevant because no one uses any unit or even pays attention to any unit that recovers HP with candy or turns orbs to candy orbs. So yeah, I mean, that part, I mean, it doesn't make them bad. It's not a bad thing to have in their passive. It's just essentially useless, I think, is what I'm going for. It's more so just useless. Because it just doesn't really do a whole bunch, because yeah. Don't use units that have candy orbs. But that's okay. I mean, because it doesn't do anything to the unit. So other than that, they're still very, very good. It's just their links. Not the best. You know, you do have to, as I said, the main ones they share it with, the main other unit they share them with, 14 and 15. And their categories are... The categories themselves aren't terrible. They're not the best, but they're not terrible. But they only have 2, which obviously isn't great at all. But other than that, fantastic unit, fantastic kit, love them. Can't wait for an easy A. I can't wait for them to get an easy A because they're just going to be amazing. And then eventually when they get an easy A, having that crit chance, you know, plus 17%, having them fully maxed out for free. And then hopefully a bit more on their passive. Hopefully we'll be seeing, you know, a nice extra chunk of damage on top of what they already do. We're on turn 6, so we can actually put them up front here. We still have the guard active. We still should have the extra attack and defense plus 80%, so we'll put them in slot 1. They are a great slot 1 unit. For 8 turns, of course. But they're a great slot unit, great slot 1 unit for 8 turns. Absolute bulky brick wall. And I'm not surprised. Look at the size of Hacchan. 17 is just minuscule compared to him. We're going to be wrapped up now. Is this enough damage? Maybe enough damage now. An additional if we need one. Can you get that off if we do need one, please? No, we're done. That's enough. Yeah, I do definitely think these two will be more than capable to be running ESBR right now. It's just, as I said, on global, there are no stages to really take them in. So there's kind of no point. And, you know, the only stage we can take them in, which is against Extreme Int, you can't really show them off because they have type advantage. So kind of, you know, utilizing the guard, kind of irrelevant there. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and then take them in at a later date when there's more ESBR stages, and then eventually again when they have an when they have an easy A, take them back into SBR and ESBR, or ESBR specifically, and then eventually into Goku and potentially GT Goku event. But that's gonna end this video. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.